I used to think I knew my brother. I really did. We grew up in the same tiny house with creaky wooden floors and chipped paint on the windowsills. We shared a bunk bed until we were both too big for it. We got the same Hamadan jackets, the same cold cereal in the morning, and the same tired kisses from our overworked mom before she headed off to her double shift. His name's Sam. He's 2 years older than me and was always the charming one. The one with the big smile, quick jokes, and a way of talking that made people believe in him, even when they shouldn't have. But me, I was the quiet one. The observer. I always saw more than I said. We were thick as thieves growing up. Shared everything, bike rides, school fights, dumb secrets. When our dad left, it was Sam who pulled me aside and said, "We don't need him. We've got each other." And for the longest time, I believed him. But no one tells you that family loyalty can blind you. That love, real love, can make you ignore red flags waving in your face like sirens. The unraveling started slow. I moved back into our hometown 2 years ago, after my divorce. I was kind of in a rut, emotionally wrecked, out of money, starting over. Sam had stayed in the area, made a name for himself. He'd somehow gone from the reckless kid who once got caught shoplifting candy to the guy running a construction business, living in a big suburban house with a backyard trampoline and a golden retriever. He was married to a woman named Ellie. Sweet, soft-spoken, one of those people who listens so deeply it makes you want to spill everything. They had a daughter, Sophie. She was 6 at the time. Bright eyes, sharp tongue, already sarcastic like her dad. Sam offered me the guest room without hesitation. "Stay as long as you need," he said. "We're family. That's what matters." And for a while, it was good. Comfortable even. I helped out with Sophie, cooked dinners, played handyman around the house when stuff broke. Ellie seemed grateful to have me there. Sam and I were closer than we'd been in years. Like being kids again, only with better furniture and beer instead of soda. But I started noticing things. Tiny things at first. Sam taking calls in the garage with the door closed. Him coming home later and later, always with a different excuse. Ellie brushing it off, forcing a smile that didn't reach her eyes. I asked him once, jokingly, if he was having an affair. He laughed so hard, he spilled his beer. "Jesus, man. You think I'd mess up what I've got with Ellie?" He looked genuinely hurt. I backed off. Maybe I was being paranoid. Maybe the divorce had messed with my head more than I realized. But paranoia has a funny way of growing roots when the soil is fertile. One night, I heard whispering from the kitchen. It was past midnight. I went down for water and caught Ellie on the phone. She didn't see me at first. Her voice was low, sharp, nothing like her usual softness. She said something like, "I told you, this ends soon. I can't keep lying to him." I backed up the stairs quietly and pretended I hadn't heard anything. Next morning, I tried to act normal, but everything felt off. The air was heavier. Ellie looked tired. Sam had a cut on his knuckle he couldn't explain. A few weeks later, it exploded. Sam was out of town for work for the weekend. Ellie was home with Sophie, who had a sleepover at a friend's house. I was fixing the dishwasher when the doorbell rang. A man stood there. Late 30s, leather jacket, anxious eyes. "Is Ellie here?" he asked. "Who's asking?" He looked confused. "I'm her husband." I laughed. I thought it was some joke. But he pulled out his phone and showed me a picture of them. Together. Smiling. On a beach. My stomach flipped. I called Ellie downstairs. She froze when she saw him. Her face drained of color. And then it all poured out. Turns out, she'd never actually divorced this guy. They'd been separated for years, but never officially ended it. She met Sam during the separation. Got pregnant. Never told either man the full truth. But it gets worse. She wasn't the only one hiding something. When Sam got back and found out what happened, I expected fury. Screaming. Something. But he just sat down. Put his head in his hands. Quiet. Shaking. Then he looked at me and said, "I didn't want you to find out like this." "What are you talking about?" I asked. He took a long breath. "She wasn't the only one with secrets. Sophie's not mine." I didn't understand at first. But then he explained. He knew Ellie was pregnant when they met. He agreed to raise Sophie like his own, no questions asked. But over the years, doubt crept in, and when Sophie turned 5, he did a DNA test, behind Ellie's back. He knew. All this time. And he never told her. They were both living lies. To each other. To me. To Sophie. And now everything was unraveling. I couldn't speak. I just sat there on the edge of the couch, staring at him. Ellie was crying in the kitchen. The other guy, her real husband, had left after yelling something about lawyers. Sophie was at her sleepover, unaware that the world she knew was imploding. "You knew this whole time?" I finally asked. "You've been raising her like your daughter, but you knew?" Sam nodded. "I loved her, man. I still do. From the moment I held her. It didn't matter whose blood she had. She was mine. She still is. But you lied to her. You lied to Ellie. You lied to me." "I didn't think I was lying," he said quietly. "I thought I was protecting everyone." I stood up. "No. You were protecting yourself." I left that night. Packed up my stuff and crashed on a friend's couch for a while. I didn't speak to either of them for weeks. I couldn't. I was angry, sure. But more than that, I was heartbroken, not just for Sophie, who would one day have to sort through the mess her parents created, but for me. I left that night. Packed up my stuff and crashed on a friend's couch for a while. I didn't speak to either of them for weeks. I couldn't. I was angry, sure. But more than that, I was heartbroken. Not just for Sophie, who would one day have to sort through the mess her parents created, but for me. For believing in a version of my brother that didn't exist. Eventually, Sam reached out. He sent me a long text. No excuses, no bullshit. Just a simple message: "I fucked up. But I still love her. And I miss you." I ignored it at first. Then I got another text. From Ellie. Just one line: "Can you talk to Sophie? She asks about you every day." And that broke me. So I called. And that little voice on the phone, so excited to hear me, so unaware of the adult chaos swirling around her, it reminded me of why I ever stayed in that house in the first place. Because despite all the secrets and lies, there was love there. Twisted, complicated, broken love, but love all the same. And I realized something. Family isn't about blood. It's not even about honesty, though that helps. It's about presence. Showing up. Even when it hurts. Especially when it hurts. I went back to their house a few days later. Sophie ran into my arms like I'd been gone for years. Sam stood in the doorway, unsure, awkward. Ellie didn't come out of the kitchen. We didn't fix anything that day. Hell, we didn't fix anything for a long time. But I stayed for dinner. And that was something.